Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Atharv. This is Praveen here.
Hey, hi Praveen. Can you hear me properly?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Okay.
So, can you do a little bit of introduction? So, I'm not sure who all are joining today. Can you introduce yourself a little bit?
Yeah. So my name is Atharva. I did my masters in US in California,
Okay.
and right now I'm working in Intel.
Okay.
And yeah, so I wanted to like get into the data structures and algorithm because we don't use it like in the regular day-to-day coding stuff,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So even if I want to change some company or like switch or something,
Yeah.
so I wanted to like get
Mm-hmm.
more from this class so that I will be able to solve like any new questions or
So you are in. So you are in Intel Portland.
no, I work in Santa Clara. So I was in Folsom before, but now I got transferred in Santa Clara.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think one more person from India will join.
Okay.
We'll wait for him for 2-3 minutes. Um, and by that time, let me introduce myself a little bit. So
Sure.
I'm Praveen, Dhaval's friend.
Okay.
So he might have talked to you about what I'll be teaching and all. I'll tell you a little bit more detail. So before that, yeah. So right now I'm working on my own startup. Hey,
Okay.
hi. Wait. So Subho is here. Subhadeep. Hello, Subhadeep. Subhadeep, can you hear us? Hello, Subhadeep.
Hi, Praveen.
Hi. So I think we are the only three here, and we'll start with these three. We three only. So Subhadeep, I think you know me a little bit. So today Atharva has joined us from US, and
Okay.
you are from Bangalore.
Yeah,
Subhadeep.
I'm from. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
from.
Okay. So I'll just start again with the introduction. My name is
Yeah.
Praveen. I'll be taking
Just,
over.
just, just, just give me 2 minutes. Just give me 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Sure, sure. Yeah. Okay. So Atharv, where are you from? India? Like
Hello.
Atharv?
Can you
Yeah,
hear
Atharv,
me?
where are you from in India?
Oh,
Like
Maharashtra.
Maharashtra. Okay.
Yeah. Where are you from?
Okay. Right now I'm in Bangalore and I'm from Ranchi, Jharkhand.
Okay.
So, so there are two batches. Like this is one of the fast forward, little bit level 2 batch, and there's another batch for like totally beginners kind of, and like slow batch on the weekend. Uh, why you prefer this batch? You have some experience in data system algorithms, little bit.
Hello. Hello, Praveen.
Hey, hi, I'm Kevin.
Yeah. Shall we start, Subhadeep?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Yeah. So I was giving my introduction. I am Praveen. I am currently in Bangalore working on my own startup. The name is Avigna. You might go through this site sometime. And what we do. Anyway. So before before this, I have worked in Flipkart for almost 3 years. Then I went ahead and went to Mumbai to do another startup called Local Genie, which didn't work out. I came back to Bangalore. I worked in Ola for 6 months. I did not want to do the job more, so I had to start this another startup called Aving, and this is going well for last 1.5 1 year. And yeah, that's my experience. So I passed out from IIT Ropar, Punjab, and luckily we had good professors in data structure and algorithms. This was one of the new IITs. We didn't have enough professors, but the data structure and algorithm professors were too good. They were really smart people, and they helped me learn these data structure and algorithm very well in the college. Okay, so after coming back to Bangalore, I took lots of interviews in Flipkart. I was there for a longer time. I was taking interviews for SD1, SD2, college hiring, and all those, and also I took interviews for SD3, even though I was SD2 over there. Yeah. So, and after that, I gave a lot of interviews while there I was in Flipkart, or before Flipkart I was giving interviews. While being in Flipkart, I was giving interviews. While coming back from local genie, I was trying to find which company should I go. At that point of time, I also gave a lot of interviews. So this is my interview experience, and that's what I have learned a lot. And that's what I'm trying to teach people, how to crack the interviews. Mostly the interviews for SD1, SD2, and sometimes SD3. For companies like in India, the name the companies are Flipkart, Amazon, Ola, Microsoft, Google, and all those companies, and similar companies in of course in US. So I have appeared for Facebook US, and which I didn't go through by the way, but and there's so most of the interviews in India I have been able to crack, whichever I've tried, except Facebook US and all this. Okay, that's it. So just few questions. So Subhadeep, I got to know from Dhaval that you are looking for something. A fast forward batch, as well as something of next level, that the class seemed to you bit for beginners, and you think you are you know some things earlier, and that's why you want something of more level. Am I correct?
Yeah. Something
Okay.
like that. Yeah.
Okay. So again, Atharv, same with you. So this batch is a little bit. We'll be talking something, and I'll be assuming you know things. So I won't be going deeper, because I will assume, and of course I'll ask you, do you know this or not? But I'll be talking a little bit of the higher level, and plus we'll be doing a lot of question practice compared to theory, and I hope both of you should be okay with that. We'll practice question, because that's what is going to help you apart from the theory. Of course, you need to know the theory as well, but we do not have. Learning the theory will take you 6 months, but that is an ongoing process. We will not be doing that much. We want to wrap this up within 1 to 1.5 months. Of course, you will be doing practice on yourself after the class is over with my help. But this fast forward batch is mostly for someone who has some knowledge, who has given at least 1 or 2 interviews earlier, and has prepared himself for some interviews, if not a lot of them. So yeah, Atharv, I hope you are also okay with this.
I'm okay with this, but it will be good to before every topic, right? Before every topic, if you cover some basics, that will be great.
We will cover a little bit of basics, but what we'll do is we'll take questions, and then during the questions we'll discuss theory. Okay. So we might miss some basics, but what are the basics needed to solve questions? We'll come to know, and then for sure we'll cover at max. It will cover 60% of the basic as well, for sure. We might miss on the 40% of the basics, which you might know yourself, or you might come up with those basics yourself. But by solving this question, you'll 100% for sure you'll get to know the 60 or 60, 70, 65, 70% of the basic. Okay.
And, one more thing. Let's say we will be solving some 6 to 7 questions or 8 questions in the class, right?
Depends on your speed. Depends on how fast you solve. This lecture would be minimum 1.5 hour, 2 hour, that ways, depending upon when do we start. Today we might not do for 2 hours, but we'll try to solve as many questions possible. Like, I'll be prepared with questions. Today I'm not. Today I'll be doing 3-4 questions. I can take as many questions I want from internet, but I need to be prepared for few questions. So I can take few questions today, but from next classes, we'll be doing as many questions you want. I'll have lots of questions in my mind. It just depends on your speed. Otherwise, we can do as many as you want. Okay.
And also, I talked with Dhaval regarding the string topic.
Regarding what?
Strings.
Screens.
Strings.
String.
Strings.
Yeah. So in the course syllabus, it didn't. I don't see that string topic there. So I talked with Dhaval,
Okay.
and
That's okay. That's okay. So strings is like we cover in the first second class only. Again, by strings, we're not going to learn about all the basics of strings. How do we find a substring, or how do we find the character at those methods, but we'll for sure take few questions on string, and lots of questions are asked in interview based on string only. I mean, people are afraid of complex data structure like tree, graph, and heap and everything, but lots of questions in interviews are asked just on strings. So yeah, so we'll solve a lot of problems on string. Whenever you feel like, okay, we are done with the strings, let's go move ahead with the strings, we can go ahead. But according to me, we'll take one class for the string, and then you can go back, do practice lots of other questions. We'll be in a group, we'll be in a WhatsApp group and an email thread group also, as well, where we can share our questions and answer and solution and discuss ongoing. Like, I might not respond to you within instantly, but I'll respond to your messages, to your emails in 1 or 2 or 3 or that kind of frequency I'll be giving. Okay, so I'll be able to answer your queries during the day, during the night, also whenever I'm available. So I'll be doing, as you wanted, 6 questions. Let's try to solve 6 questions every day. If not on the first day, if not on the second day, we'll be able to do that after third, fourth class. We are solving six questions, minimum 6 questions per day. That's what our target should be, along with the theories needed to crack those 6 questions. It seems difficult. If it was only questions, 6 questions would have been we could have attempted. But I don't think solving 6 questions is easy, because in interviews, if you take interviews, one question is minimum 1 question we do is half an hour minimum. Like, normally sometimes 45 minutes, 1 hour, but minimum is half an hour. So it's difficult to solve 6 questions. But we'll try, assuming how much your knowledge is. Okay, we'll try. So our aim would be to reach 6 questions first. Let's see how much we can do.
Yes.
Praveen, and one more thing, like if like some theory part, okay, like some hashing, okay, hash data structure we are using, okay,
Yes.
means some of the knowledge we are missing about at the time of class. So we can at the time of go and learn into the home, and we can come back. Is it work like that?
So I have a slide with me which was used. Like, so this was a slide which I was taught using in the college, and this is a slide by one of the very popular teacher in algorithm, Naveen Garg. He's from IIT Delhi. So I can share the slides every day with you. You can go through the slides. It's little bit difficult, and we need to, I mean, not the first few chapters, but the more you go ahead, the difficulty level increases. In the sense, it's not difficult to understand. The thing is, it's difficult enough to, like, no one goes that level that deep normally when theory comes. I mean, they might go deeper when the problems might be tougher, but theory wise, no one goes that deep. No one would be wrong, but 90% of people don't go that deeper when it comes to theory. Okay, but yeah, I'll be sharing the slides. You can go through the slides. You can ask theoretical question from the slide, and then I'll explain. Whatever I feel like I should teach, I'll teach myself. Once I share the slide, you can come back to me. Okay, you covered these things in the slide, but you haven't covered these things, and I feel like I should know this. I'll explain to you in the next class, or on the WhatsApp, or on the email, or in the next class. Okay.
Okay.
So, but the priority I want to do, I have never done this 6 questions in a class. Maximum I've been able to do is 3 questions in a class. Assuming the people had little knowledge, and with our case, let's try for 6 questions a day. And of course, theory is also there. Let me try to catch up with that. But I have done. I'll tell you maximum 3 questions a day. Okay.
What my thinking is, if we are doing any questions, like it will be like totally fully like satisfied. It's not like that we have to come with 6 questions and we are missing 1 question in some
No.
parts.
So what might happen in rushing? Suppose we are rushing in lots of questions. What might happen that we might not be coding everything over here. Like in other classes, what do I do? Like, we code and we try to write some code on the live. Okay. So we might discuss everything in the class. I might ask you to write the code yourself when you go home, and like when the class is over, and then you can send me the running code on the WhatsApp, on the email, and then I can discuss. I can run those. I can pass some test cases to your solutions, which happens in the interviews, and then I can give you, okay, your solution which you gave is not running for these cases. Please try to solve for those cases. So we'll not be going into edge cases every time. We'll not be going into a complete solution every time. We might be writing a lot of pseudo codes. See, these pseudo codes will cover for your 80% of the questions. Like, but the thing is, companies like Amazon, companies like Microsoft, they have a round in which they would expect you or like any company, they would expect you to, just a second. Yeah. So they would expect you to write code on paper, might be, or sometime on the machine. So machine coding round, you have to have exact running code, like with all the cases handled, with all the no, of course no syntax and everything. And if not machine coding, there is a one round which is screening round, mostly hacker rank round, which they give you and they have to come up with. So you have to practice lots of questions that we cannot do on the during the class, that you have to practice yourself. We'll be talking every cases, but that you'll have to do. But what you should be getting out of this class is that you should be able to think how to solve this. What is there any question which I've already done which is similar to this? So these things you should be able to, like, you should be prepared with so many questions. You should have practiced so many questions that any question you get in the interview, either you have known that question exactly or you have seen similar questions sometime. That's what you have to be prepared. I mean, to crack any interview, it's like very difficult to come up with a fresh solution on the go. Like, it's difficult if you're not I mean, you have to be really, really smart to solve the question on the go, which can be achieved only through practice. Like every day, if you're practicing 5 to 10 questions yourself, which is difficult. You might see it easy, but if I tell you, okay, just practice 5 to 10 questions daily, you will be in a situation where you can solve question on the go, on the spot. But that is something you will not be able to do a lot. What you can do, make sure, is you practice a lot of questions, and you can always have a question similar to that question which you have solved. That will be good enough. Okay. And in my case, what has happened, I'll tell you my case. In my case, most of the time, or like 80% of the time, I have seen the question which I have already read. So I have practiced a lot of questions, of course. But most of the 80% of the time, I have seen whatever question is getting asked to me, I have already seen that question at least once. So I don't take time in finding I know what is the best solution. It's just that I have to write the running code. So my problem where I was getting like stuck, or where I was taking time, was writing the running code, because I always wanted to solve all the questions. I am more interested in. I'm a guy who tries to solve the question, who break the problem into smaller problem, and then like give the proper solution. And I take time in writing the code. And since I have been doing this startup and all those, I have to manage people. I have stopped writing a lot of code, so I feel like I am slow when it comes to write the code, compared to others who are fast in writing the code. Because not just because of practice, but also because I tend to write very modular, very, very correct code and all those things. I have those habits, so that's why I'm slow when it comes to code. But when it comes to the solution of a problem, I can always relate to a problem which I have solved earlier. That's what helps me, or has helped me, and which will help you as well. Okay. So today, again, as I told, I haven't prepared what to go ahead. I just wanted to understand what you people. So let's do few questions and then come up with a feedback. Is this how we want to go? Okay. Today class, this is the different type of class I'll be doing. So I want to understand how do you want to go. We'll do some question. We'll take some theory. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's start then. So can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So let me just ask you a question which I used to ask a lot when I was in Flipkart, and I'll be very happy if you people have heard this question, and I'll be even happier if you can solve this. So the question is, let me ask you something difficult first. Okay. So the question is, you have been given a CPU whose load average you're getting every second. Okay. There's a CPU, there's a machine running, there's a server running, whose load average, some metrics, don't worry about the term load average, whose load average you are getting every second. Current load average 5, next load average 6, 7, 2, 3, 9, 100, 14. Like this, you're getting this load averages every second. Okay. Now, at some point of time, I came to you and asked you, what is the 90th percentile of the load average you have seen till now? Okay, I'm writing this. If you have not got, if you got the question, just think I'm writing. So you're getting load average of a CPU every second. This is a little tricky question and also difficult, I understand. The problem is, this is the word problem. You have to convert this word problem into a Simple algorithm problem, first of all. This is lots of load average you are getting one by one, and you have to find. This is at T1, this is at T2, this is at T3, this is at T4. So every second T5, every second T6, like this, you get this load average every second. Okay, it will be helpful if you can mute your video because like, we can hear the crying of a baby. And at some point of time, capital T, I come to you and ask you what is the 90th percentile of the load averages you have seen till now. So first of all, do you know what is 90th percentile?
Yes, like if you come into like some percentile, like in the point of T5, okay, like then I have like 4, 5, 1, 2, 9. Okay, so it will be like 100 percentile. So from that I have to find the 90th percentile. So is it like
Okay,
that?
so let me just tell you. So 90th percentile is when you have, suppose you have lots of numbers, okay, and if you sort those numbers from like in the increasing order, decreasing order, then 90th percentile is that 90th. Number which is on the 9th. Suppose you have number from 1 to 100 numbers, okay, 1 and then something. So 90th percentile is the number from the 10th number from the top or 90th number from bottom. Okay, that is 90th percentile. When you sort it in ascending order, then the 10th number from the top is 90th percentile. You must have heard the percentile of in CAT percentile. So it's like 99 percentile is you are in the top 1%. That means your percentile is 99 point something. That's what percentile means. Okay.
It's kind of relative.
What?
Kind of relative. Like
Yes. Yeah. And if you just tell you, so the 90th percentile in this case is 9. This is 90th percentile. Okay.
okay.
90th percentile. Anyways, let's just make this a little bit simpler to understand. Do you get the 90th percentile, or shall I explain you even more what 90th percentile is?
I got it.
Okay, awesome. So now you have the problem and try to come up with a solution. You don't have to spend a lot of time. Just think. Give me any solution.
Maybe
So
just
before
sort.
going,
Yeah. Go ahead.
yeah, so before going to the solution, so 90th percentile is like if I sort the array, then the ninth position will be like 90th percentile, correct?
Almost correct. If you sort the array, then 9 by 10 into size of the array, the element of that index, 9 by 10, like 0.9 into size of the array, the element at that index. So suppose there are 1,000 or 10,000 elements, then the element at 0.9 into 10,000, which is 9,000. This element at this index, A of this one is our 90th percentile. Okay.
Yes.
So why I've given this question, like this question covers a lot of things. In single question, you have so many things. It will cover, I'll tell one by one.
So like Um, first, first we can sort the array. Like if you come on the time of T5, okay, up to T5 I will sort the array, okay, and I will return the n minus 2 element.
Okay. So you are saying you will come at, like, you will sort the array, whatever element you have, you sort that and find the n by size 9 by 10 into size of that array
Yes.
element. That's it. Which is okay. Okay. So let's start with the first thing. How does the interview happens? So the first question would be, okay, nice. So what will be the time complexity?
Based on the like sorting algorithm, it will be order of n log n with quick sort.
Order of n into log n. Okay. Who said that? Atharva or Sudeep?
Yeah.
Subhadeep.
Subhadeep.
Okay. So Atharva, do you agree? Will it be order of n log n?
Yeah, based on the sorting algorithm.
Okay. Okay. So actually, this question is a little bit tricky. I told you. And this is not a straight question. Time complexity of what? Time complexity of, this is not a single problem, a single solution. This is a general life problem where you have to think about the time complexity of multiple things, not just one thing. So this is the kind of question which comes in our real life. So there are times when people ask, why do you ask these kind of questions in an interview? Why do you ask these kind of questions? Do you really use them? And this is a place which we used in Flipkart. Okay. So what happened, that we wanted to know some value at and we're getting this lots of value every time. We're just getting stream of numbers, and we just wanted to store that somewhere so that whenever we come and ask the 90th percentile, I can get it easily. So that two things. One is storage. How do I store so that my storage is efficient and my insertion is also efficient? Like, I don't waste time in inserting a new element. Now that is one thing we have to solve. Plus, the second thing we have to solve here is, how do I fetch the special number? The special number is 90th percentile, of course. How do I fetch that? So both of these two operations should be optimized. Okay, not just one of them. So what you gave here, I didn't expect you to tell everything, but my thing is, there are trickier question or the difficult question where you have to think for what you have to find the complexity. Are we talking about the complexity to insert the elements? Are we talking about the time complexity to find the 90th percentile? Because they are two different things. Okay. So let's now talk about both of them. So the way you want to store is, you want to store these elements. Now, time complexity depends on the data structure what we are using to store. Now, if you are using a simple data structure called array, okay, if you're using simple data structure array, then your insertion will be a little faster, quite faster. You can insert, you get the element, and you just insert. You get the element, you insert. You 4 came, 5 came. You just kept on inserting, and I mean you maintain a count or some size. What is the current size, so that you can insert easily. Okay, you maintain the size variable also, and you just keep on inserting into the array one by one. You get the element, you insert. Okay, so by doing this, so what is the insertion time complexity? Time complexity of inserting the new element?
Order of n.
Order of
N.
n. Why do you think so? So you are getting element one by one, and you're just inserting into your array A.
Okay.
Constant.
Okay. That is order of. That is
O of
constant.
1. Okay.
order of
Yeah.
one.
Nice. And now with this data structure array, and with this simple insertion into our array, what will be the time complexity of finding the 90th percentile?
N plus.
Come again?
So we will traverse like each and every element, or no, there is this. Okay.
So
Can you come again the question once?
yeah, so now that you have inserted your elements in the order it came into an array A, okay, you have inserted it. 4 came, you inserted 4. Then 5 came, you just kept 5 at the index 1. Then 1 came, you just kept that 1 at the index 2. 2 came, you just kept the 2 at the index 3. And you kept on inserting the elements as it came in that order. Okay. So insertion was order of 1, very fast, awesome. And also we have an array which is not taking more than required. That's good enough array space. We're not wasting space. Now comes another important part is finding the 90th percentile. So let me make it a little bit simpler for you. Let's not talk about 90th percentile. Just let's talk about what is the median. Median of the numbers. Okay, and what is median? Median is like same as 50th percentile, by the way, 50th percentile. Or median. Median is the middle element when it's sorted. Okay, median is the middle element when all of them are sorted. That's it. N by 2th element. Here it was 9 by 10 nth element. 50th percentile is n by 2th element. Okay, so I have made it a little bit simpler for you. You don't have to worry about 90%. Just find the middle element. So you have the array. You have to find that middle element. How much? What will the time complexity be?
N by 2.
N by 2. How will you find the middle element by in n by 2 time?
That is like low. I'll find the low and find the high, like n minus 1, length minus 1, and L plus R by 2.
Okay, so that's after that. What will you do after
Then
that?
I'll return that element L plus R by 2.
No, we don't want the middle element. We want the middle element in the sorted part, not the raw array. That raw array has the element in random order. I don't want the random order. I want the median. Median is the middle element when sorted, not just any middle element. Okay. So yeah, now it's simple. Why you taking time? You have to tell me the middle element. What will you do?
But int mid equal to low plus high by 2, then I'll get the middle element.
Okay, let me break this problem, even smaller problem. By the way, have you ever heard of this problem?
No.
No. Have you heard of a problem? Find the median of stream of numbers. Ever?
Yeah, heard but not solved.
Yeah. So this is a standard problem. What I did was I just tried to convert it to a real life problem, and I expect people to. I used to ask this a lot. If anyone just reduces this problem to this standard problem, find the median, I would give him 50-60% of the marks. Okay. Now leave it. So this is a standard problem of find the median. That's it. I mean, I broke it into find the 90th percentile. I changed it into CPU load average, some unnecessary terms and all those. But the real question is, you're getting a stream of integers, and you have to tell me the median of all the numbers you have got till now. That's what the standard question is. So with your solution, the first solution which you gave is I'll store the stream of numbers in my array, and I'll just keep on inserting one by one. Now that is order of 1, but finding the median will take me some time, and you have to answer me how much the time is. And it's simple. You don't have to spend a lot of time. It's not tricky. So you have the element in there. Tell me the middle element. How will you find the middle element? How will you find the median of an array of elements?
So first element and the length of total array minus 1 divided by 2.
No, but that is only when if it's sorted. It's not sorted yet. It's just the random order.
Okay.
Yes. So first sort and then find the middle. Get that 0 plus n minus 1 by 2. First sort. Yeah.
Right.
First sort to करेंगे. So you have the number in random order. It's not that you have been given sorted array. Okay. Simple. So we'll sort it. We'll find the n by 2th element. That's it. Done. What is the complexity of finding the median in an unsorted array? So what is the complexity now? We sorted and found the n by 2th element. What is complexity?
I think sorting is n log n.
Okay.
And
Finding even log n binary search.
Finding what? Finding is
Log n.
No, finding is just one. You take a of n by 2. You have this a.
One.
Yeah. So you have to say. So don't be confused. Be calm. I'm sorry if I'm being a little bit like aggressive and all, but don't.
It's okay.
Simple. You sort it. Once you sort it, this took order of n log n, and then you just return me a of n by 2th, which is order of 1, constant time. Sorry. Okay. So overall complexity is order of n log n. Okay. This is correct. So overall complexity is order n log n. So awesome. We have solved the problem, and the problem solution is correct. Now comes the time complexity. What if this we are getting like million or billion of stream of numbers? What will be the complexity that time? It will be too high. Finding the median will be like all very huge operation. Also, your array you cannot have initialize. I mean, you'll be wasting arrays a lot. You initialize your array with a size of billion, or you keep on increasing size, like dynamic size array, dynamic size array. You just increase the size whenever you want to increase. So that kind of problems are there with this approach. One problem is obviously order of n log n is too high. Finding the median. Suppose I ask you median every 2-3 seconds. You're inserting every second, and you're telling me median every 2-3 seconds. So your insertion is fast, but your finding median is too bad. Okay. Yeah. So let's try to improve now. I want to find the median also fast. Okay. How can you do that?
Like it will be order of n, like that.
Will work. N log n. N is always better than n log n. If you can do it in n also, it's good.
But again, the array is first unsorted. Correct.
So the input is coming in any order. It's up to you to do whatever you want to do with the number, and it's up to you to choose the data structure where you want to store to. It's up to you to process or not process before finding. It's up to you everything. This is not a one-line problem. This is not a single implementer method. This is a very implementing kind of method which you have to think everything. And then I should have taken this later, but yeah.
So using arrays is not a problem, right? I think now the problem is sorting, because it is taking n log n. So we should be getting the answer without sorting the array itself.
Okay.
So every time
otherwise, if you sort, then it will be like again n log n.
Yeah. So every time the new element will come, we'll have to do something.
So you're correct. You're on correct path. You do something special. Why to just keep it at the end? Why not to do something special? You're on the correct path. Think. And if I was an interviewer, I would have been happy with this. Just tell me what would you do if you give me the answer. So your point is correct. Why do you just keep it at the end? I've given you enough hint. So insertion was very good, but finding was bad because you had to sort. Every time you have to find, you sort and then find the n by 2th. And as you said, when I'm getting the numbers, instead of storing it at the end, can I do something else?
Can we take extra space, and will that help?
Go ahead, we'll see. Tell me. Okay, so as I'm saying, you are getting the numbers and you're just trying to put it at the end. Instead of that, what if I put it somewhere else so that my array stay ordered, my array is already sorted, and I just insert the new element at the correct position so that it remains sorted, and I don't change the order. I mean, it's already sorted, and whenever I have to find the median, I don't have to sort it that time. While inserting only, I make sure it's every time it's sorted only. So I get 4, I keep it at the first place. I get 5, I keep it after that. I get 1, I don't keep it at the end. I try to insert it the first, like, and then I get 2. I don't insert that at the last. I insert that after 1 and before 4, like in
Can
between 1 and 4. So
can
that
we?
way,
Yeah.
yes.
I think we can use hash set or a set instead of array, right? It will sort automatically whatever the insertion is coming.
See, has said, I'm not sure if it ensures sorting as well. I don't know why you're saying. Even if it does, we are not allowed to like go and use these kind of auxiliary data structure, which is like already. So we are like,
Okay.
so,
Okay.
and I'm not sure. I don't think has set ensures the sorting. Okay. And even if it does, I want to waste 2 minutes. चलो हम use कर सकते हैं. What will you do? Suppose has set maintains the ordering. What will you do?
So basically, key and value will be there, like index and the numbers, and we will have the like, yeah, how to find the middle element in the hash set
Yeah.
then.
Okay, that won't be a solution. Let's not waste time there. Coming back,
Sure.
so what I suggesting and giving a tip is hint is, you have to maintain the order while inserting it into the array or inserting into any data structure. You have to maintain the order so that while finding the median, you don't have to sort at that point of time. Now, can you tell me any solution? What will you do? Just tell me what will you do now.
We can create an empty array and we'll take the count of the number of elements occur. Like if you come onto the T5 position, okay, so I'll take the value of it is 9, okay, and I'll create an empty array of size 9.
Okay.
Okay, and I will try to insert like 0, 1, 2 up to 9. The occurrence of like if occurrence of 0 is 0, okay, and occurrence of 1 is 1, occurrence of 2 is 1. So that's how it will work.
I don't think. Can you repeat what you're saying? I didn't get solution.
Yeah, I am talking that whenever in the which timestamp you are coming, like in the 9th timestamp you are coming. Okay, suppose that
Timestamp doesn't matter a lot. Timestamp doesn't matter a lot. It's like just they're coming one by one. What matters? Like timestamp, I just gave you to understand that they're coming one by one. So that's why I said they're coming every second. You're getting and the real problem, the real question, which is the default question, is you're getting stream of numbers. There's no concept of timestamp and all. They're just getting numbers one by one, and you have to store somewhere. Okay, so let's not concentrate about timestamp a lot. You're just getting numbers one. There's a stream of numbers coming to you. It's like, have you ever seen logs or something in your company? What happens? Logs keep on coming. You have to store that somewhere. How will you store? That kind of stream is coming. So okay, so don't think about timestamps. You're just getting numbers. And then I've reduced this to like, okay, you have an array, capital A, which is very big array, and you're getting number one by one. How will you store? That's how will you store the number? You're getting the number one by one.
can we use heap?
Okay.
Max heap.
Max heap. So if any one of you speaks of something and another person haven't heard, note it down and just ping me in the message now somewhere. I want to go through the theory of this thing. Okay, just note down somewhere. If not, ping me later. You have to ping me later. Okay. I don't know about heaps. Please cover this in the video. Okay, you're saying you'll use max heap. So first of all, why do you think want to use max heap?
First of all, it is like coming when random it came. Okay, and why max if like it will be like in instead of insertion into an element, I'll just I have the array of 4 5 1 2 9 whatever, and
Okay.
from there I'll put the take the elements and create the maxi. Then it will
Okay.
be like according to the maxi property. But how I will get the middle element?
Yes, this is tricky part. So, we will come to this whether we have to use max heap or not. But just with the current solution, which is with array only, can we do it with the array only? Okay.
With the array.
Yeah. So heap and all those will think we want to use or not, but just can we do it with the array? I gave you the solution. You just have to tell me. The solution I gave is yes, we can solve it. We can improve the solution. But what you have to do is you have to maintain the ordering. How will you maintain the ordering? As soon as a number come, you will insert it at the right position. Okay. Instead of inserting at the last, instead of inserting at the a of size, instead of doing a of size equal to the new number, what we will do is a of correct position equal to the new number. What is the correct position? You have to find the correct position and insert there. It's like insertion sort. Okay. Again, someone note down if you haven't heard of insertion sort. Just note it down somewhere, and we'll do the theory part of that also if you don't know. Okay. So next, yeah. So I'm saying is, as soon as you get the numbers, don't insert at the end. Earlier, what we were doing was we were inserting at the end, and hence our array was not sorted, and hence and that's why we had to do sorting at the time of finding the median. But what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to process my input only. I'm trying to make sure that it's already sorted. The moment of time, the moment when I want to find the median, at that point of time, it's already sorted. So my headache of sorting at the time of finding median goes away. So what I'm doing is I'm pre-processing my input. What I'm doing is I'm inserting the element as soon as I get it at the correct position. So suppose right now I have 4, 5, 1, 2. Okay, sorry. So I got 4, I got 5, I got 1, and I got 2. So when I got 4, I inserted at the 0th position. When I got 5, I inserted at the first position. When I got 1, I didn't insert it at the second position. What I did was I inserted as 0th position and shifted 4 and 5 to the right, 1 position right. When I got 2, I inserted 2 between 1 and 4. Okay, I inserted 2 between 1 and 4 and shifted 4 and 5 to 1 position right. So that's why instead of storing like this, I stored like this. Okay, I stored like this. Do you understand what I did this time? This time I ensured the ordering while insertion only.
Okay.
Are you with me till here?
Yes.
Yeah. So this solved. Now, awesome. We have our arrays already sorted, and now find the median with just constant time. I just jumped to the n by 2th position. I get my median, isn't it?
Yeah.
Subhadeep,
Yeah.
any problem with this solution? What is the have we improved? First of all, have we improved here by doing this?
That depends on insertion sort, right? We are doing it like
Insertion
Yes,
sort is
you are
like
correct. You're correct. So we have improved on the median, but we have compromised on the insertion now. You
yeah.
see that? Although
Yes.
finding the median is awesome, finding the median is order of 1 constant time, but insertion
Yeah.
has not improved now. The insertion became bad. Now in the first solution, insertion was only order of 1, but with this solution, insertion is how much? Can someone tell me what is the time
Order of n
complex?
square.
Yeah,
Order of n square.
order of n square.
Worst case.
How? Okay, so one class on finding the time complexity as well. Someone note it down, because I could have gone my way and yeah.
I
How to
wanted that class. I already noted the time complexity thing.
Awesome. Yes. So,
Yeah.
so next class we'll starting with theory, and then we'll take up question. Anyways, so let's go ahead and try to find the time complexity of inserting the new number every time. So we already had, suppose 1 and 4 and 5. We already had this. Okay. And now, or let me make it even bigger. So. Okay, so we already had these many numbers, and new number came 9. Okay, suppose new number 9 came. Where will this number go? This should go between 5 and 10. Okay, now how to do that? First of all, we'll have to find the correct position, isn't it? First
Yeah.
of all, we have to find. So finding will be okay. Let's find the correct position by iterating through the array. Comparing, is 9 bigger than 1? Yes, so it will go after this. Is 9 bigger than 4? Yes, it will go after this. Is 9 bigger than 5? Yes, it will go after this. Is 9 bigger than 10? No, so it will go here. So we have found the correct position. Finding the position will take order of n time. Do you know how is it taking order of n time? So we have to go through
We
all
have
the
to go
elements.
through all the elements. Yeah.
Yes, in the version we have to go till end. That's why finding the correct position is order of n. Now, once we have found finding is correct position is equal to order of n. Now, once we have found the correction, we have to insert as well as shift.
Right.
As well as shift. So that will also insert and shift. That will also be order of n again. So it will be total order of 2n, which is equal to order of n again. Okay. So your complexity will be insertion complexity will be order of n and not n square.
Okay.
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 So how did we do is first loop is for I equal to 0 to n minus 1, and then compare is 9 greater than a of I? Yes, I equal to I plus 1. Is 9 now I equal to 2? So I did just simple loop. Let me write the loop for you for this find part. For I equal to 0, I less than n, where n is the size, I plus
Plus.
yeah, if a of I is greater than or less, anything is less than our new element if a of I is less, then again do nothing else. Who uses Java and who is C developer and any other language? Atham, what language you prefer?
So I like Java, but in day-to-day life, I work on C++ because Java is much simpler. But if I give any interviews for semiconductor companies, they will ask for C++ solution.
So are you trying to go for semiconductor, or are you trying to shift to product companies like the company I
Yeah,
mentioned?
I am trying to go into product companies. So
Okay.
Java would be fine. If I have any semiconductor opportunity, I will prefer like C++ on. I will do it on my own.
Okay. And Subhadeep, what language you prefer?
C I used to code when I go for interviews, and day-to-day life I use Objective C and Swift.
Okay. Okay. Anyways. So insert the new element. Okay. Now, so this is the finding and inserting in both. So I just kept on doing this until unless I found the correct position, and the moment I found the correct position, I'll just insert. Okay. I haven't written a perfect working code. I'm just writing a pseudo code. You can do all right, all those break and all. If they don't go after and all those things. Okay. And just continue everything. This is pseudo code.
Praveen, one question here. So,
Yes.
so first loop we are just traversing, okay, and in the second loop for that we need to shift the array, correct? So first is like I equal to 0 to I equal to I less than n minus 1. That is
Yes.
order of n. But
Yes.
when we need to traverse, not
Mhm.
traverse, we need to shift the element.
Yes. Yes.
That will not take order of n again.
That will take order of n. Yes, that will take order of n. So if you see clearly, so this loop, this thing can be broken into two. Okay, this looks like one, but this can be broken into two. The first is find position. Okay, and this is order of n. This will return you suppose k. Okay, this will return you. You can insert at the k. Okay. Now second is insert at k. So what I have broken this into two. I'll come back to this again. So first is this is order of n. Now once you found k, okay, I have to insert at kth position. This will also be order of n. I'm not saying this will also be order of n. So this will be sum of these two. This might look to here. It might look to you okay. Find is there's one loop, external loop, there's one internal loop insert, but it's not two loops. It's not nested loops. If you see clearly,
Okay.
what is happening is the main loop AI less than new element. We keep on going until we find our correct position. The moment we find the correct position, we'll
Okay.
insert. We will insert and we'll come out. We won't go ahead with the loop. So
Okay. Break.
okay. So I have written two ways. One is this way, which is easy to understand. Yeah, why it would be order of n and not n square. It will be simple order of n plus order of n, which is equal to order of n. And this is
Well.
slightly complicated, but we see clearly it's not order of n square. Although it might look like sometimes, okay, we have a nested loop. Ek loop bahar hai, other loop is inside. It might, but it's not nested loop. It's like simple. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. So our insertion is order of n. So this problem has solved our issue a little bit, that we are not doing add of n log n for finding a median, but our insertion has become very bad. Okay. So next improvement, how can we improve even after this? Okay, I will not waste time, because again, I do not expect you to solve this now in like 5 to 10 minutes. It will take time. But so now, as you are telling about the heap, and my question, why would you use a heap? Why would you use a heap? So the point I want to tell here is, we should use a structure, a data structure, where insertion and finding median or like finding something is, both of them are fast. Okay, we have to use a data structure where finding and inserting, both the things are fast. So can you think of a data structure where both of them are fast? So one of the data structure is like hash map, hash set, where insertion is order of n and finding the exact element is also order of 1, constant time, constant time. But finding the median is little difficult in a hash map. Now another data structure is like those non-linear data structures. Okay, someone note down what is linear data structures and what is non-linear data structures. Okay, if someone wants to go ahead, we'll go ahead. Of course, we'll go ahead even if you don't want. So we would prefer here a non-linear data structure, because the more as much as you do, whatever you try, if you use a linear data structure, a data structure which is like one by one, a sequence kind of data structure, it won't help in finding your median and all those things. It won't help in finding element. So that's why we would like to go for something non-linear, something like a tree, which is non-linear. It's like binary structure. I mean, not binary, but it's like logarithmic structure. It's not linear. Or something like a heap. It's not linear. So inserting is very fast. I mean, it's not order of n. It's just order of log n. Finding something is also not so difficult. Finding something in a binary search tree, just log n. So these things we know. So that's why we'll try to go for something like non-linear data structure. Now, what will that non-linear data structure be? Deciding that also not so easy. But now that Subhadeep came up with the heap thing, so yes, we will use heap here. And why? Why? Because, okay, I'm giving you an answer for the why. If you have any other question till now, tell me, ask me. Okay, so I'm saying we will use a non-linear data structure where our finding things and also inserting, both of these are faster. So one of them is either tree or heap, but we will use a heap here first, and then we'll think with the tree as well. But let's think with the heap, and all these thoughts have to go into your mind. If you don't know the solution, you have to try. One way to try is you know this thing is better for this purpose. You know this thing is better for this purpose. So let's try only this. So we'll try only tree, we'll try only heap, or we'll try both graph and tree. So we should be able to think these things. If it will be very nice if you can narrow down these choices and come up with a loud thinking in front of the interviewer. So we'll use heap because heap is a priority queue. Heap is a structure where finding the most prior element is order 1, constant time. We'll use heap because insertion is just log n. So these kind of thoughts will help a lot in your interviews. Okay, so this is what if you have thought, or why using heap, because heap, the property of a heap is finding the most priority element, be it the least element or the maximum element, whatever the priority means, is constant time. in a heap. Okay, someone note on again heap. If not noted on, we'll read about a heap a little bit. We'll read about what heap is, how is the structure of heap looks like, what is the insertion method of a heap, how do we do deletion in the heap, how do we do how do we find something in a heap, and what is heapify, and what are the places we can use heap for. Okay, someone note on, will of course do this as a theory, whatever time it takes. Anyways, so that's why I told you we'll use heap, because heap, again I'm repeating the same thing, because finding the priority element is constant time and insertion is only order of log n. So if we can solve this with a heap, it will be very nice. We'll insert in a faster than n, which is log n, and we'll find in constant time, which is order of 1. Can we solve it? Think, can we solve it with a heap? Now that I've told you that we'll have to use a heap, can we solve? If any one of you knows heap, can we solve this? Can we insert in less than order of n, and can we find in less than order of in constant time? Can we do these things using a heap? So what will you do? First of all, you have to think about insertion, inserting into the heap.
Like whatever, like if whatever element are less than maybe the median element, we can insert into the heap first.
Whatever element is
Less than the median element.
But you don't know the median. How do you know the median? Do you know the median element? Like suppose you are getting 4, 5, 1, 2, 6. So now 6 came. Where are these numbers 4, 5, 1, 2? Are they already in the heap? Suppose you got 4, 5, 1, 2, and then 6 or something. Okay. So when the moment of time when 6 came, your 4, 5, 1, 2 will already be in the heap.
It should be in sorted way, right?
It might not be, because heap doesn't ensure the sorting. It only ensures one thing. It only ensures few things. For one thing is your most priority elements, and in case of max heap, your maximum value will be at the top, at the tip of at the root of the tree, at the root of the structure, and finding the maximum element will be constant time. That's what it ensures. It does not ensure ordering. Okay. So now I'll tell you a little bit. If you use the only heap, one heap, max heap, the problem is you will be able to find the maximum element whenever you want, but you'll not be able to find the median so easily. Okay. If I give you this problem, you're getting heap of stream of numbers and regularly, and I come to you at any point in time. I want to tell me the maximum. How will you do? Then you will say I'll use a heap, and I keep on inserting the max heap one by one, and I'll be very happy because whenever you come, I just return you the root of the heap, the tip of the heap. That's done. But we don't want the max here. We want a median. It's a tricky part. This is the most tricky part in this question. Someone who has like experience like me and have not seen this question might be able to think this part, but that's what it needs. It's a tricky part. So one heap is you're not able to solve. What you're able to solve is finding the maximum or finding the minimum. Even if you asked you to find the minimum element, tell me the minimum element till now, then what will you do is you'll use a min heap, and then you keep on inserting the element. The moment I ask you to tell me the minimum number till now, you just return me the topmost element. That also thing is easy. With one single max heap, you can tell me the maximum element. With one single min heap, you can tell me the minimum element. Now with the combination of these two, one max heap and one min heap, use both of them. And try to solve now. I would like you to think now for 2 minutes. How can I use both these heap, a max heap and a min heap, to find a median? Okay.
So from that array, I already structured what is the max heap and what is the min heap.
No, we are not using array. We are getting the element. We are inserting into our heaps only. We do not have array anymore.
Yeah.
Okay?
I'm not totally sure about the structure of heap. That's why I'm not able to
no problem.
imagine what exactly will be the solution.
Sure. So Pradeep, you try to think about solution a little bit. Meanwhile, I'll draw a little bit structure of heap. How does heap look like? And if I can, where is the board? Board. Awesome. Can you see this thing? I'm writing something.
Yes.
Drawing
Yes.
something? Okay. This is heap. Okay.
Yeah, I can imagine now.
Okay. So this is a max heap.
Okay.
How I can, and we'll draw one me heap as well. Okay. So in max heap, the elements are in a way that you have the maximum element, suppose 9 here,
Okay.
and then this all the elements will be, the children will be smaller than this. It just cannot be max heap. All the so it's about priority. Okay. First of all,
Okay.
what is heap? Heap is a priority queue. The most prior element will be at the father, and the less prior will be children. It doesn't matter the left child or the right child. It just matters ki my children will be less prior than me. That's what. Okay. And sometimes priority is maximum, sometimes priority is minimum. That's it. But let's talk about the priority queue where the maximum has the more priority. So 9 will be at the top, and any value which is smaller like 7 or 8 will be here. Now, any children of 7 has to be smaller than 7. It cannot be bigger than 7. So one child will be like suppose 3. Other child can be suppose 6. Similarly, for 8, one child will be suppose smaller than this is like what? It can be 7 or it can be 6.5. Anything. So this is a max heap. Okay. This is property. This has followed the property of max heap. All the elements are greater than its children. Okay. So the min heap is completely opposite. The minimum will be at the top, and the value of children will be at the bottom. So one is at the top, and children are at the bottom. The children is suppose one has 3, 2, and 4 as their children, and 4 is the set, and 3 has 2 more children, 4 has 2 more children, something like that. So this is one property.
Quick question here.
Yes.
So in minimum heap, just like maximum heap, there is 9, and 9, whatever the children will be less than 9 or less than 7 or less than 3, right?
Yes.
Does the same thing happens with 1, like in minimum heap also, or it's like opposite, like it should be bigger than that?
The min heap, again, priority. Let's not think in that way. Minimum. The priority will be at the higher priority will be at the top. Less priority will be at the bottom. So in min heap, the priority is of the minimum value, whichever the minimum has more priority. Okay, if you think that way, it will be easier for you.
Right. Okay.
So here, in min heap, one has more priority and 3 has less priority. That's why 3 is the children, and 4 is also.
Right.
Now 3 is more prior than 6 and 8. So these will be children. 4, 9, and 10 can be children because these are bigger than this. It's like a priority queue. In this case, maximum has the more priority, and the minimum has the more priority. Like higher the value, lesser the priority, more the priority. That's all. Okay.
Right.
Okay. So this is how the heap looks like, and we have to use these heaps. I do not want to go ahead and solve this for you right now because since you're not aware of heaps a lot, we can stop it here. We can learn about heap in the next class. Okay, and in depth, which will take minimum half an hour with a question. Half an hour, 45 minutes. It will take, and then we can go ahead with the solving this question. Shall we stop here?
Yeah.
We'll take some other thing. We stop here. We don't solve this here. We'll take some other question. Again, one of you will note it down so that I don't forget what we have to do, and then and you'll send me in the mail after the class is over, so that I'll prepare for the next class. I won't take the burden of what to teach in the next class.
Yeah,
Okay?
I have written. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So let's go ahead with a simpler problem. I'll take one more question. By the way, you saw this was a difficult question. I understand, but it took a lot of time because it was a difficult question. Even if it is a simpler question, I'm not sure how we'll do it in less than half an hour, but we'll try. Okay. This took a lot of time because of it was a tricky question. It was a completely new question to you, both of you. And obviously we have not, this is the first class. The moment we go ahead, we'll be faster, we'll have a lot of knowledge and all those. Okay, cool. Go ahead, next. So next question, I'll give a simpler question. Okay. Find the minimum element in a sorted and rotated array. This is a nice question, relatively simpler. This question was asked to me, like, I think twice. Once one in Amazon, if I remember, and I don't remember Amazon, but this question was asked to me twice. The question is, there's an array which is sorted. The sorted is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, this is a sorted array, but it's also rotated. Rotated either clockwise or on anti-clockwise, whatever. It's also rotated. So what has happened is this has become this and this. Can you see what is rotated means?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, you'll see these rotation terms when few times. This is also common kind of questions. Rotation happened in the array, something like, or do a rotation of the array, or shift array. This kind of thing happen a lot. So this is one of the common kind of question. So find the minimum element in a sorted and rotated array. This is a sorted and rotated array. This is just a sorted array. Okay, just half a minute. How will you find the minimum element in a sorted array? In this array?
First element.
Awesome. Now this is complex. It has been made little complex. How will you find that minimum now? But it has been sorted, rotated. How will you find the minimum now?
Wherever the start of rotation comes, that should be, so that number plus 1.
Okay. That number plus 1 index will be the minimum element.
Minimum element, yeah.
Subhadeep, you agree with this solution? Will this work?
First, you need to find the rotation. Then, like.
So there will be a kth element where we will be rotating that array, right?
Yes.
So let's say here we have rotated it from 5th, not 6th element.
Okay.
So we know the kth element, like k equals to 6.
Okay.
So in that case, here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sixth element is the kth element is the minimum element. Yeah, not k plus 1. It should be k.
So don't worry about in my class. Don't worry about the edge cases in the beginning. We'll worry about edge cases in 2 times. One while writing a code and also while closing the solution. Okay, we'll not worry about the edge cases initially. Anyways, let's go ahead. So you are saying that we'll first find the point of rotation, and then that after finding the point, we know that that element there is the minimum element. Okay, that is the solution.
Yeah.
Okay, so now the question comes in first. I can either ask you tell me the time complexity, or I can ask you how will you find the point of rotation. That's the important thing. You can't just say I'll find something. You have to tell me the pseudocode for finding the rotation point of rotation.
But it is sorted and rotated array, right?
Yeah. So how do you know which position is rotated?
We don't have to rotate. Okay, it's already been rotated.
Yeah, it's already rotated, and you don't know how much is has been rotated. You have to determine first of all where it is rotated. How will you determine that? Once you have determined, it's easy. Yeah, I know this is the point of rotation. So next element will be the minimum element. But first of all, how will you find? So, Subhadeep, you get the problem?
Yeah. I'm thinking.
Yeah, take time.
Maybe the point, because it is a sorted array, maybe the point where the previous element is greater than the next element.
Awesome. Good thought. Okay, so how will you find that?
So we will just go through each and every element, and we will try to check whether the previous element is greater than or less than the next element. In that case, we will see that 9 is greater than 1. and that particular index element will be that the rotation point, and
Awesome.
plus one will be the solution.
Awesome. So now what is the time complexity?
I think n will
How?
give you because we'll go through each and every element to see which element is greater and which element is less, right?
Oh, yes.
And plus one will give you the solution. I think
Great.
it should be n. Yeah.
Yes, correct. You're correct. So, Pradeep, you got this?
Yes.
Is it correct? Yes. Awesome. So the time complexity is order of n.
Yeah.
Can you improve?
Binary search.
Who said? Sudeep?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. How much the time complexity will be? What is binary search?
That is log plus I by 2 order of log n.
Okay. And can you write some lines of code about what you just said? How will you use binary search here?
Yeah.
Right. You both are using laptop or phone?
I am on laptop.
Okay. Try to write like 2 or 3 lines of pseudo if you think binary search can be used here and how. And then ping me on the chat or somewhere. Okay. There's a chat.
Okay. Okay, then so if I get the middle element, then that logic will not work. That first I will find that where the sort happened. That will be different one. Like I'll check that mid element is the minimum element or not. First.
Come again.
First, I will check that mid element is a minimum element or not.
How will you check if the minimum, if the middle element is minimum or not? How will you check? What will you write? How to check? Like you got mid equal to low plus high by 2, and you have your A of mid. A mid is that minimum? How will you check that?
Like array of mid.
Array of mid.
Like if I have the order is like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2. Okay, I'll check array of mid less than array of mid minus 1. That will be one condition. Array of sorry.
If array of mid is less than array of mid minus 1.
Yes. But
so by binary search, so normally binary search I use to find an element. Okay, I want to find an element, and we search if A of mid equal to that element, we get the number. Otherwise, we try to find in the
yes, left
either
or
the
right.
left array or the right array. In this case, we're not looking for element. We're looking for something else. We're looking for point of rotation, which is might be similar, but we're not matching exact element array of. We're matching up. We have to find a point of rotation. Do you get this difference between normal binary search and this thing? Obviously, we are doing binary search only. We have to recursively call on the either left subarray or the right subarray. But to decide that, it's not very simple as binary search. In binary search, how did we decide? If A of mid is less than the element we are finding, then go into the, if A of mid is less, go into right subarray. If A of mid is more, then go into left subarray. That's what we did in the normal binary search. In this case, we have to do something you're trying to write only to decide whether to search on the left side or the right side. And what we are finding? We are finding point of rotation. What index is the point of rotation? The moment we find that, we know our lowest element. Okay.
So maybe if we use the binary search, it will be like kind of call stack. We can use like recursion we use.
Yeah. So just write any if you just try to write that line of code. If this happens, then I'll call recursively on the left 0 to mid, start to mid, or I'll call recursively on the mid to end. That part of code. Just try to write that condition. If else, if this condition, then recursively on start to mid, otherwise mid to end. That part of code I want. Yeah, awesome. Right. If array of mid is less than array of mid minus 1, then you'll call recursively on binary search on where?
No, then
Right side or left side?
no. If mid element is the, then I'll return the mid element.
Why are you saying this? Are you saying if array of mid is less than array of mid minus 1, you're saying
Then-
you'll return?
No. Then it will not happen.
So,
I
where
think
is
we will
it?
go on the right side then.
Wait a second, Where is my? Yes, here. So, array of mid is this one, 9.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's not take this case.
Yeah,
This
let's
is-
add one more number.
Okay, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. So array of mid will be how many is there? 1 to 11.
Why- Yeah, 11.
11. So is this the
So-
minimum element? No. We have to call recursively on somewhere else. Now, how do we decide that? If array of mid, so first
Is
of all,
less than-
there are three cases. Is this the minimum, or is the minimum on the left, or is minimum on the right side? So how will we decide is this the minimum or not? What will the condition be? Someone write here in the chat or somewhere. I'm writing in the editor. You write in the chat. Okay, let's see who writes first. You have to write three cases. If this, then that is the minimum. Else recursively on the left side. Else recursively on the right side. Okay, I'm also writing. You also write. If a of mid, so we have start. We have end mid equals to start plus
Array of mid equal to 11. Okay.
written someone. I am almost done.
I determine array of mid right left side.
Mid minus 1. And this.
Array mid minus 1 low mid minus 1 this one else func array
Yes,
of
someone has sent the solution. Yes.
8 plus 1 Hi.
Atharu, are
Yeah.
you trying?
Yeah, I'm writing on my notebook to see because I have made an array and then I'm trying that. And yeah, I saw your solution also. I think yeah,
Got it?
yes, yes. So whenever we will find that particular element, we will return it. Otherwise,
Yes.
we will check whether it's on left or right based on
Yeah.
the size of that element, previous element.
Yes.
If it is greater than that, then we will go to right. If it is less than that, then we will go to left,
Yes.
and we will
You,
try to find out.
you remember the maxima minima which we studied in like mathematics class 11, 12? Maxima minima.
Yes.
So we have to find the point of maxima. What is maxima is though the left point is also smaller and the right point is also small. That is maxima, and the minimum is the right point is also bigger and left is also. So we have to find the maxima. Okay, left point is uh, mid element is more than the next element, and mid element is more than the left element, and that is the
Right.
point of maxima. है ना? So this is the point of maxima. If you find the point of maxima, then return the next element. Otherwise, if you are on the increasing side, then if this is like increasing graph. This is increasing. If you're on the increasing side, then go find on the right side. If you're on the
Yeah.
decreasing side, then on the left side. Simple
Okay.
thing.
Yeah. So here, I think one is the minimum element because on the left side it is the number is
Yeah.
greater, and even on the right side it's greater.
Yes. On
Okay.
13, both the side number is smaller. 13 is point of maxima. On the left side
Right.
is 2.
Right.
On the right side is 1. Both are bigger
Yes.
smaller than 13. So that is the point we have to find. The moment we find maxima, the point mid is 13. That is the point when we return 1. Otherwise, we decide whether to go on the left or right. So similar kind of solution has been given by Subodhip, and I think that is also correct. Edge cases might not be correct, but he's also thinking correct way. So what he's trying to do is he's trying to match the minimum element, mid element, with the start and end of the array, rather than just finding the point of maximum minimum. He's trying to match with the last and first element of the array. So what he's done is int mid is equal to low plus high by 2. If array of mid, this is the point.
No. This is the if a high.
Okay. So if a of high, the rightmost element is more than mid, then traverse left side. Okay. A of high is more than mid. So we suppose we reached 11 and we checked, is A of high 4 more than A of mid? No, it's not. 4 is not more than 11, so we'll not go there. But what we'll do is we'll call recursively on low say mid minus 1.
So A of high क्या है इसमें?
A of high मतलब वो
end.
that number.
That's the end. Okay. Okay.
High is end. If the end element is more than mid element, then traverse on the left side. So you haven't written like a little bit not clear. I understand your thoughts, but it's not clear from here. But also you are not.
मैं क्या सोचा हूँ? What I thought, like if the nth element will be like 4, and
Yes.
firstly I got like mid equal to like 11. Okay, so
Yes.
I'll check 4 is greater than 11 or not.
Yes.
Okay, so it is not. Okay, then I'll traverse the right side. If it is like that, like if A of high greater than mid element, then I'll traverse the left. It's clear? No.
Try to write full code because this doesn't make much sense here. I'm not sure it should work or not. I mean, I can find the mistake in this code at least. Try to write full code later and just try to send me anytime you want. We'll discuss this, whether that will work or not. I mean, I'll discuss with you, but this is the solution I have given is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like this solution. It's much better. Like very easy to get. Yeah.
Subhadeep, you can write this code and send me. I'll just create a WhatsApp group after this class, and then you can send me on the WhatsApp as well. And also, I'll create an email group. So do one thing. Both of you drop your email and phone number in the chat so that I can create the group, and also I can create the email thread where I will also share your video lectures. The video which I have recorded. I think I have recorded. I'll share this video plus a slide, and you will share me the content which you have noted down, which what I'll be teaching. Plus, you can write any code, either the assignment which I am giving you now, or any other code which you go through in your day-to-day life. Just drop me in the mail, drop me in the WhatsApp. I'll reply. Okay, we'll discuss. So I think I'm done. Only 2 questions today. One took a lot of time. Second question was really easy. It also took like half an hour, but it should normally not take more than 15 minutes. And I hope to improve in like after 5-6 classes. Okay. So Subhadeep, you also drop your details if possible.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
Praveen,
Yes. Yes.
I have few questions based on these questions now, which we
Yes,
solved
yes.
today. So, you will be giving assignment, right?
I mean, I can give you a lot of questions. Like assignment, I mean, is good questions which I expect to be asked and which I expect to be similar to normally asked. Yes.
So what I was trying to do is whatever we will do in class, right? Let's say
Yes.
we did some rotation kind of question, some sorting kind of question, and some
Yes.
shifting also, right?
Yes. Yes.
So based on that, let's say there are 15 questions on array, which will satisfy these things, sorting and shifting and rotating.
Yes.
So if you can come up with these questions at the start only
Mm-hmm.
and give us as an assignment. So what will
Okay.
happen is we will be just solving 2 questions in class, but at the end of day, when we will solve in at home, we will be
Yes.
ready with 15 questions because we know how to solve these kind of questions, right?
Yeah, I got the point. I will
Yeah,
not be able to like find question that wise, like sorting. This needs sorting. This needs
but
shifting.
thoda similar, kind of similar.
But I'll be able to come up with question with one kind of data structure. Okay, all the array questions I'll put here. 15 questions. We'll try to solve as many as possible. Rest will go home. That kind of. So
Okay,
the way I'll collect questions not by the way we're solving, but it will be like data structure wise. Okay,
okay,
so 15 data structure questions that I'll prepare myself,
okay.
and then I'll keep it in the my somewhere I'll share, and we'll try to solve as many as possible in the class, and then rest of this will go to your you'll solve during the week and sometime. Okay.
And yeah, we have time, right? We have at least 5 minutes, right? I have one
Yeah.
more question.
Yeah.
I have many questions regarding this because I wanted to learn a lot.
No
So
problem. So there's one more guy. There's one more guy from Canada also. He might also join us. So
okay,
he also is, I think, trying to switch. He was in
okay, okay.
college. He also, yeah. So he will also joining us. Don't worry.
So another question is, usually what happens is, I know you are a little familiar about that, but
Mm-hmm.
compared to what happens in interviews in India, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is little different here in US. So
Okay.
I have never seen like there are a lot of my friends which are working in like Apple, Facebook, even
Uh-huh.
Microsoft. I have never seen people telling me that they got any word problem. You
Word
see,
problem.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
So what their preparation is just lit code, like
Lead code.
direct questions.
Yeah.
Lit
Yes.
code means I wanted to say like direct questions. Okay,
Yeah.
these are the binary questions. These are the 20 or 25 questions, and
Yeah.
if you solve those many questions, then you are good to go.
Okay.
So just like we spent some time at the first question, right? You said
Okay.
there is a lot of load coming in and all those
Uh-huh.
things, right?
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure they will not ask such kind of question, but they will directly ask what is the median or 50th percentile or 90th
Yeah.
percentile of the number.
Got it. Got it.
So I was looking at the second question also. It is
Uh-huh.
also kind of story, right? It is kind of a word
Yes.
uh, which is actually which will not help me at least.
Got it. Got it.
Maybe obviously data structure will help what we
Mm-hmm.
use, but the way
Mm-hmm.
of thinking will not help me here.
ठीक है,
Your
I got it. Got
हाँ,
it point.
तो जो
And
लीड
I'll
कोड
just
के
tell
भी
you.
क्वेश्चंस रहते हैं. हाँ हाँ
Uh,
बोलो.
so I'll tell you कि even in India, like this is not the usual case. This is uh, special cases only. I mean, this is my way of asking interviews.
Okay.
I think I'm taking it the other way. This is like Flipkart a little bit also.
Yes.
Flipkart
Okay.
used to do this a lot.
Little bit नहीं सर पूरा ही ऐसा करता है as per my experience. So I interviewed at Flipkart. No straightforward questions. Simple question like this were load average, this, that, full घुमा के पूछेगा.
So this is Flipkart mostly, and I also since I've worked there for a lot of time, I have set a lot of questions. So like
Okay.
10 to 15 questions are still being asked, which was set by me only. I think they are
Okay.
still being asked. But I'll try to we'll have direct question at least first 50% of the classes. At least we won't have any word problem. The next 50% will start with word problems where it might take some time, but we'll try that as well. In US, you might not get this asked, but let's see what we can do. But at least we won't start with word problems initially.
Yeah,
we'll
because जो लीड कोड में वगैरह जो प्रॉब्लम्स रहते हैं ना, मैंने Amazon में वगैरह इंटरव्यू दिया है, सो मुझे कभी नहीं आया, कभी ऐसे क्वेश्चन नहीं आया. सीधा मुझे तो लीड कोड के जितने भी क्वेश्चंस थे, अगर वो कर लिया था मैंने, तो मेरा क्रैक हो जाता था ऐसा.
Amazon वही करता है, सीधा पूछ देता है एकदम.
हाँ,
Yes.
Amazon, इवन याहू वैसा ही करता है. इवन अभी मैं इंटेल में काम कर रहा हूँ, मुझे वही वैसे ही क्वेश्चन पूछे थे. सो
ठीक है, हम ऐसे ही करेंगे फिर. तो and
वो
both
कैसा
वो फ्लिपकार्ट ऐसा छोड़ेगा नहीं. फ्लिपकार्ट छोड़ेगा नहीं.
नहीं, सुबोधित, क्या होगा अगर हम वर्ड प्रॉब्लम करते रहेंगे ना, तो हमें पहले वर्ड प्रॉब्लम समझने के लिए आधा घंटा लगेगा, और फिर उसका सोल्यूशन निकाल.
As a homework we can take.
हाँ,
Yes,
as a homework, maybe we can solve, or maybe Praveen can give me few different questions than word problem as a homework, और आप word problem solve कर सकते हो. So
And don't worry. See, writing word problem is a difficult task for me as well. Like every time I go, that takes time. I have to prepare questions.
हाँ, प्रिपरेशन के लिए भी, और क्लास का भी टाइम वेस्ट होगा, राइट? आधा घंटा. उससे अच्छा मल्टीपल प्रॉब्लम्स कर सकेंगे.
Don't worry. For you, I can take care. Don't worry. I'll prepare one. I like. मतलब घुमा फिरा के पूछने में मुझे मजा आता है. I'll do that for you.
हाँ सर, फ्लिपकार्ट का लोग का यही प्रॉब्लम है.
See, that's one round. There's a round which is called problem solving. We don't give you a lead code problem. We give you a real world problem, and then we expect you to break it into. We expect you to reduce it into a lead code problem. That's what we expect. The moment you do that, we'll give you 60% of your marks, and then the 40% is okay, are you able to implement that or not? So that's how Flipkart one round was. Yes.
और मतलब 1.5 घंटा इंटरव्यू देने के बाद मेरे को लगा था कि मेरे को अभी जाने दे, और मैं बता नहीं पा रहा हूँ.
When did you get the interview? कब हुआ था interview?
6-7 महीना पहले.
You remember the name of the person?
Yes, Aishwarya Kumar.
Aishwarya Kumar. I think I know the person. So
yeah,
what
Indian manager.
So what happened? There are lots of interviews now. I mean, and there are few interviewers who are like good, who are bad, and there are few interviewers who are like ego पे ले लेते हैं. They will ask you tough question just because of just to. So it happens a lot and now. Flipkart बहुत होने लगा आजकल. There is no standard. I don't know. अब हो गया नहीं होगा. मैं मुझे छोड़े हुए 2 साल हो गया है. But like there's no standard. Sometime you'll get very easy questions. So Dhaval is also in Flipkart. His interview went very well because although he's good at these things also as well, but his interviewers were good. There are a few bad interviews, so it depends sometime on the luck as well. So you can't say.
और सर और एक एक्सपीरियंस मैं बताता हूँ. वो लोग जब तक आंसर नहीं मिलता है ना, छोड़ता नहीं है. तो बताना तो चाहिए ही. मतलब you can't give up also. This thing happened.
तुझे लॉक करके तो बंद नहीं कर दिया था.
और क्या, मतलब फर्स्ट राउंड, उसके बाद मतलब थोड़ा तो मेरे को जाने दिया. उसके बाद सेकंड राउंड में मतलब इजी बाइनरी सर्च में तो मेरे को लगा कहाँ से कहाँ आके पहुंचा मैं.
So did you also have design round? I hope both of you would be interested. आप दोनों SD2 ट्राई कर रहे हो, 1 ट्राई कर रहे हो तुम?
मैं SD2 ट्राई करूंगा.
And what about you, Subhadeep?
मेरा तो SD2. SD1 कोई मेरे को लेता ही नहीं है.
Okay. Yes.
मुझे ले लेगा SD1 में, बिकॉज मुझे पहले कोई एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है. मैं जस्ट 2 साल पहले ही लगा हूँ. सो मे बी पता नहीं.
Amazon एशिया को कब से बोल रहा हूँ कि SD1 के लिए करो, मैं अभी आता हूँ, बट तो सुनता ही नहीं है. क्या करूँ?
Okay. So the problem with SD2 is you have a very important and very vague design round. Design is something you, even if you are very expert, even if you design lots of things, sometimes it's up to the interviewer again what he's expecting. So we can't do very awesome preparation. What we can do is we have to have worked a lot. So suppose I have worked in 4 companies. Now I have ideas, especially because I've worked in 4 different companies. I have worked in 4 different domains. I have worked in 4 different environments. So I know about कि कहाँ कौन कैसे data structure use करेगा, कहाँ कौन कैसा database use करेगा, कहाँ कौन कैसा architecture use करेगा. So this is one way to prepare for design notes. Otherwise, like you go through sample problems. So for the sample problems in design is एक lift design करो, एक parking system design करो, एक warehouse design करो, एक ओला में कार एलोकेशन डिजाइन करो, कैब एलोकेशन डिजाइन करो. सो दीज आर स्टैंडर्ड क्वेश्चंस जो कंपनी होती है वो अपने डोमेन से ही पूछ लेता है. तो वी हैव टू प्रिपेयर फॉर दैट एज वेल. लेट्स सी, we'll give not more than 2 classes for that. One is for teaching, another for practices. If you think you need more of that, then we'll do. Depends. If अगर SD1 के लिए जा रहे हो तो we don't have to spend a single minute. But SD2 के लिए जा रहे हो तो करना पड़ेगा. Amazon पक्का पूछेगी और Flipkart तो पूछेगी. ठीक है.
बस आप पे है, आप कर दो बस. आप जो बोलेंगे वही करूंगा मैं, कोई टेंशन नहीं.
Sure. So I'll try to. So once the class is over, I have friends in like most of the companies. I'll try to, and they all of them take interviews. So I'll try to do some mock interviews by them as well. Like I can do myself, but मेरे साथ सोचते पढ़ते हम लोग एक दूसरे के दोस्त बन जाए तो ज़्यादा हो ना पाए. I'll try to get your interview done by my friends who are working in those companies, and lots of companies, people are there in US as well and India as well. So बहुत लोग हैं. So we'll do that as well. Okay, after the class is over.
Okay.
ठीक है. तो mostly it will be 1.5 hour to 2 hour class. जब तक हो सके. We'll try to reach 6 questions by the end of 10 lectures. तब तक 6 पहुंच गए तो अच्छी बात है. But what I'll do is from next class, for each topic I'll have 10-15 questions prepared. We'll try to solve as many as possible. Rest homework, which we'll discuss during the day, during the night, whenever you are free, whenever I'm free. हम chat पे बात करते रहेंगे. It's like non-real time chat. It won't be real time, but it'll be chat. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just a second. Just a second. Okay. So I'm sharing one link. Can you see, Praveen?
In the chat. Yes, I got it.
In the chat.
So, yes.
Can you see those questions?
Yes. Lots of questions are here.
Yeah, I think these are good questions. It seems like I know you are much better in getting the questions.
No, it's not.
But just I wanted to like share what I am expecting, like what kind of questions
I'm okay with to go with these questions. But the thing is, I'll have to go through each of them one by one. I can't just take top 5 in the class and rest in the homework, because what happens sometimes good questions are in the middle and the worst questions are at the first second. So I'll have to
नहीं तो यानी 1 by 1 जाने की जरूरत नहीं है. आपको जैसे भी लगता है ये एक लिस्ट है जिसमें काफी प्रॉब्लम्स है, and which is very much expected और काफी टफ भी है, काफी कुछ इजी भी है. तो आपको जैसा लगता है वैसे कर सकते हो.
नहीं. So what I'm saying is that's what. So how will I know कि कौन सा क्लास में करना चाहिए, कौन सा होमवर्क. The thing is I'll have to go through. I'll have to open that, read that, understand and see. So but ठीक है, I'll try to do as much as possible. But so यहाँ पे सारे हैं, यहाँ पे 2-3 टॉपिक है. सारे टॉपिक हैं तो 4 है, 5 है और नहीं
10. अभी आज हमने जो किया ना अभी हिप वाला, सॉरी मीडियन फाइंड आउट करने वाला, वो भी उसने 4.2 हिप में दिया हुआ है कि फाइंड मीडियन ऑफ डेटा स्ट्रीम. सो ऑलमोस्ट जितने भी एक्सपेक्टेड क्वेश्चंस है ना, मैंने जितने भी सुने हैं या एक्सपेक्टेड जितना भी रिसर्च किया है, इसमें ऑलमोस्ट सब कवर होता है.
हाँ, मैं भी एक लिंक शेयर किया, उसमें भी
ठीक है.
हाँ, यानी जस्ट सजेशन है ये कि इसमें काफी क्वेश्चंस है व्हिच वी कैन गो थ्रू.
Okay. So I'll do my homework. I'll prepare. You will do your homework of sending me a theory which we discuss in the class. कि हम ये discuss करेंगे. I'll forget मैंने क्या discuss. वो मुझे भेज देना so I can prepare for that as well. Okay.
Yeah. You create a WhatsApp group. मैंने लिख के रखा है तो we can go through that.
So because the way I teach normally to other people is like I decide what to be before class. Okay. Now this I'll do during the class. We'll decide what to teach you as a theory. Okay.
Okay.
ठीक है.
What about next class?
Next class will be, let's do it day after tomorrow. कल छोड़ के परसों करते हैं. Okay.
ठीक है. एवरी वीक 4 क्लास रहेगा, राइट?
मिनिमम 3.
ओके.
4 will I can't guarantee 4, but minimum 3 तो हो गई होगा. ठीक है.
Okay.
Sometimes minimum 3 होगा. 7 or 3 in 7 is minimum. Sometimes we have 4 also, but not less than 3.
ओके. सो कल नहीं करेंगे, राइट?
हाँ, कल नहीं, परसों करते हैं. फ्राइडे नाइट करते हैं. ओके. फ्राइडे नाइट शुभदीप कुछ करना नहीं है आपको, पार्टी वार्टी?
नहीं सर.
आई थिंक फ्राइडे. हाँ ठीक है, चलेगा.
Yeah.
बिकॉज मेरा कैसा है, इशू इज अभी मेरा ऑफिस टाइमिंग है और मैं ऑफिस टाइमिंग में ये सब कर रहा हूँ.
So what time would be best for you? Like what time? Not the day, but what time would be best for you?
एक्चुअली देखा जाए तो मेरी रात या मेरे शाम में चलेगा, बट देखो यार, आपका भी ऑफिस वगैरह सब रहेगा, सो आई एम नॉट श्योर. वी शुड डिस्कस अबाउट दिस. क्योंकि क्या होता है कि मेरा बहुत बार, अभी मैंने 9 to 9:30 मीटिंग किया, 9:30 to 10 मीटिंग किया, और 10 बजे से 10 to अभी तक अपना चल रहा है ये क्लास.
Yes.
So
So
कभी
my
ऐसा
time, okay. मैं अपना बोलता हूँ, अपना बोला. My time is, मैं मॉर्निंग 9 to रात 10 तक काम करता हूँ. उसके पहले उसके ना मॉर्निंग 10 से रात 10, मैं 12 घंटे काम करता हूँ मैं. 10 से 10 मिनट. तो उसके पहले उसके बाद हो सकता है मेरा. 10 के पहले नहीं हो सकता, और सुबह 10 के बाद नहीं हो सकता.
सुबह दीप का कैसा चलेगा? कुछ एडजस्ट कर सकते हो?
मेरा तो रात में ही सही रहेगा.
अच्छा, आपके रात में.
तो
थोड़ा जल्दी कर सकते हैं, लेट्स से शाम में. नहीं, पर आप
कौन सा? अच्छा, प्रवीण का.
नहीं, प्रवीण नहीं चलेगा, राइट?
तो प्रॉब्लम, सी माय थिंग इज, आई वर्क इन माय स्टार्टअप एंड मुझे कभी जरूरत पड़ जाती है मेरी, तो आई कांट गारंटी, बट कभी कभी फ्री होता हूँ, कभी नहीं होता. ऐसा नहीं कि मैं आई कांट डू क्लासेस. इट्स माय ऑफिस, आई कैन डू क्लासेस एनी टाइम आई वांट. आई हैव सेपरेट रूम आल्सो, तो प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. बट आई कांट गारंटी इन एडवांस क्या होगा उस टाइम पे. गारंटीड इज 10 के बाद गारंटीड है. उसके पहले हो सकता है कभी फ्री हो जाओ, नहीं हो रहा हो. तो
बट मेरा सीन क्या है, मेरा अप टू 8th October I am going home for our vacation, my vacation puja. Okay, up to 8th October I can take in morning, like 8 to 10, whatever is there. Okay, but again,
up to 8th October, from where?
Yes.
From when? From now?
From not now, from 19th September, like from 20th September.
सही है, लंबी छुट्टी ले रहे हो दुर्गा पूजा में आप तो.
हाँ सर, पढ़ना है.
सही है. ठीक है. तो what, तो we'll utilize that period because you will be free in the holiday and he want morning classes and we can do it morning 8 to whatever time we can do. Okay, is that will be time for 19th से लेकर के अभी कल. वैसे तो Friday is like, today is Wednesday for us. Friday we'll do night only. Then after 19 we'll start is morning. Okay, morning 8 o'clock IST. Whatever that is for you. Okay.
Yeah.
चलेगा.
Okay. Cool. I'll create a group. I'll not, and then I'll create email group as well. Okay, and we'll share there. Bye bye.
Yeah, perfect. Bye.
Bye. Disconnect.